Hello, what's up and what's happening? Welcome back for yet another Miles Dawkins 24/7 production, and today it is Thursday, so you know what that means. It is time for another Throwback Thursday, and this Thursday falls on the first round of the NFL draft, man. So I figure it's a good time to talk the draft, give y'all a couple of stories, give y'all a couple of opinions of mine, and just have a good time with it, right? Now, when I was growing up, I loved the draft because, again, I am a football head. Love me some football, so when the football season was over, I'm heartbroken, you know what I mean? I feel like the NFL playoffs is one of the worst playoffs just because of how it makes me feel. Like, after the NBA season, you're excited for the playoffs because the playoffs are the best time for basketball. Maybe you're a hockey fan. I love the NHL playoffs. I'm gonna be honest. The passion that they play with, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So I feel like after the 82 game season in hockey, you look forward to the playoffs. In baseball, after 162 games, you look forward to the playoffs. In football, to me, man, after the divisional round, it's just bad. I hate conference championship week just because you only get 2 games, and then, after that, you got the Pro Bowl and the Super Bowl, and then it's over with. Even though I love those games, usually the conference championship games are some of the best football you're going to see all year. But just because you only get 1 game, so you only get 1 game of highlights and all that good stuff, y'all know where I'm going with it. But at the end of the day, love me some football. So, of course, I love the draft because, again, the draft comes right in the halfway point of when the season ends and when preseason and training camps are going to kick off, right? But this year, it's been hard to watch all the coverage of the NFL. Not because I ain't got time to watch it. I can make time. Put the kids to bed, chill with wifey for a second, turn on NFL Network, turn on ESPN, NFL Live, NFL Insiders, all that good stuff, man. But I can't take it. This is one of the years where I just can't take it. How many different mock drafts can somebody do? Like, they had a mock draft every single day, and it's like, how many times are we going to talk about the same stuff over and over and over again? And because the draft was pushed back to May, they've been talking about this for even longer, and it's like, just get the draft started, man. Now, one of the issues that I have with everybody on TV, and it's not everybody on TV because I feel like YouTube is a little bit of an extension of those on TV and radio. We're just out here giving our opinions. I don't believe anybody is an expert. You know what I mean? Mike Dicker, he's on ESPN, and he traded away his whole draft to draft Ricky Williams. How smart is that? You know what I mean? Chris Carter, he's on TV. He, yapping his gums and stuff like that. But he's also the same Chris Carter that never won a Super Bowl. Also the same Chris Carter that said Calvin Johnson wasn't even a top 10 receiver back in 2012, I believe it was. Not even top 10? Like, Chris Carter, what are you smoking, dude? Not even top 10. We ain't talking about top 5 or number 1. He said not even top 10 receiver. Yeah, so in my opinion, nobody is an expert when it comes to anything. The people that make it on TV, the people that have successful YouTube channels or whatever, to me, they have an opinion and they have personality and they try to entertain and educate. That's all people do when they're on TV or they have a platform like radio or YouTube or whatever. So my biggest problem with those people on YouTube on TV, NFL Network, ESPN, on the radio and stuff, is the fact that they have been dissing Jadeveon Clowney's work ethic. And that is, and I completely understand it. He took plays off. He did. But honestly, I feel like this man was playing a little bit scared. He was not scared of, these guys are going to beat me up. Not like that, but scared of missing out on his big time contract. Scared of getting hurt. Okay? Now, if you remember throughout all the years where defensive linemen were going to get drafted, what was the knock on Marcel Darius? Well, sometimes he takes plays off. Okay, what was the knock on Mario Williams? Well, sometimes he takes plays off. I mean, this is the only knock on defensive linemen that they can come up with. It's either they have short arms or they don't have that J.J. Watt motor. And it's like, really? Not too many people have a J.J. Watt motor. You know what I mean? The only defensive lineman prospect I can remember that was just a flat out can't miss was Warren Sapp. And that's it. You know what I mean? And there's not too many Warren Sapps out there walking around, man. So every knock on a defensive player, especially in that front seven, especially on the D-line or a pass rusher, are they going to bring it every single play? And to me, Jadeveon Clowney, his junior season, last season at the University of South Carolina, did not bring it every single play. But again, if he would have came out after his freshman year, which is against, NFL regulations and stuff like that, you have to be 3 years removed from your last high school game, he would have been the third player taken behind RG3 and Andrew Luck. I firmly believe that. Okay, he was a true freshman in the SEC, doing his thing, straight out balling. He was the number one player coming out of high school, not D lineman coming out of high school, number one player coming out of high school. You know what I mean? We all saw the hit his sophomore year versus Michigan in the Outback Bowl, where he basically decapitated dude. That hit will be one of the best hits ever, college, high school, pro, you're ever gonna see, right? Freaking awesome hit that he put on that young man. But here's the thing, and here's why I'm not as hard on Jadeveon Clowney as other people are, and it's because he had a teammate by the name of Marcus Lattimore, who got drafted by my favorite team, the San Francisco 49ers. And Marcus Lattimore probably would have been the first running back taken in the draft if he did not mess up his knee for a second time. He would have been a top 2 round draft pick, he would have been just a top pick, all right? And in the NFL, when you're not a top pick, you lose countless millions of dollars. And in this world, in this society, we all have jobs, we all have hustles, we all do something to get money, because you can't live, a comfortable lifestyle, in my opinion, without having a little bit of change in your pocket, right? So at the end of the day, we all saw what happened to Marcus Lattimore. He tore his knee up. He had to sit out another year. He was a 4th round draft pick, meaning he lost countless millions of dollars. So when you have people in Jadeveon Clowney's ear saying, maybe you should sit out your junior year because you're already going to be a top pick in the draft. Well, if I'm a young man and I'm thinking, I'm going to be making millions if I can just stay healthy, then that's going to be my main focus. I'm sorry, my main focus wouldn't be on getting the South Carolina Gamecocks to a national championship. My main focus wouldn't be trying to win the Heisman as a defensive player. My main goal, especially if you come from an impoverished situation, is to get paid in the NFL. That's everybody's dream. Some people, they say, I want to go to Alabama and just be a stud college football player. That's cool. A lot of our dreams was to be in the NFL, winning Super Bowls and getting paid. Or playing in the major leagues and getting paid and winning World Series and winning MVPs and stuff like that, going to the NBA, being Jordan, having our tongue hang out and stuff like that, hitting game-winning shots. You know what I mean? Not too many people have college dreams like that. You know what I mean? So I totally get the knock on him, but I think it's a little bit unfair because, again, if you saw your teammate's kneecap facing the other way, his leg going behind where his leg ain't supposed to be going behind, you probably wouldn't play as hard as you could either if you know you had $22 million guaranteed waiting for you. Because that's what the first pick is going to get in this year's draft. $22 million guaranteed. So I'm just saying, South Carolina wasn't giving him no money. People want to talk about, you get a free education. Yo, man, a free education without a master's ain't what it used to be. A bachelor's degree ain't what it used to be, if you know what I mean. So at the end of the day, I'm not as hard as Jadeveon Clowney as other people are, even though I understand the criticism. But it's like when people on TV like Merrill Hodge are saying, he's like an awful football player. Like, are you serious? Are you serious? But hey, they are entitled to their opinion. They have a platform so they can give their opinion. But it's like, man, you really gotta, you ain't really gotta watch what you say, but it's like, at least sound educated, at least sound smart. Because Merrill Hodge is the same person who dissed almost every draft pick coming out, man. I'm not really gonna get into Merrill Hodge really, but he's one of those guys that make me mad, man. Another guy, Mel Kiper, man. I love me some Mel Kiper. I think he does know what he's talking about. Todd McShay, him too, Mike Mayock on NFL Network. I got respect for all these guys, but it's like, how many, I get so Todd McShay, he said that there's a receiver coming out of the University of Indiana, and he's high on Todd McShay's draft board. He's going to be a top 2 pick, and I'm not a top 2 pick, get drafted in the top 2 rounds of the draft. And Todd McShay never really even heard of this guy. He said he didn't pop in his tape till a couple of weeks ago. I'm thinking to myself, you get paid to analyze the draft and draft prospects, and you're just now putting on this guy's tape. It's like, how much film will you watch on Jadeveon Clowney? Because again, this is all these people talking about. It's Johnny Manziel, Jadeveon Clowney, all this stuff. And it's like the hype train is just wearing me out this time of year. I'm telling you, I'm a football head, so I love the whole process. You know what I mean? From the combine to the Senior Bowl, to the East-West Shrine game. I'm all over it, but it's like this year I couldn't do it because it's like I just want to see these guys play. Forget all the talk, forget all the hype and all this stuff. Let's just see these guys play, man. Because again, NFL Network, they had the audacity to have Brady Quinn up there talking about drafts and how the quarterback should do it. And it's like, why are we asking people who didn't have a good career, didn't get drafted where they thought they were gonna be drafted, their opinion? You know what I mean? And that gets me to this whole process again. How many people really thought that Ryan Leaf was gonna be a bust? How many people really knew that, you know, Peyton Manning was going to turn into Peyton Manning? You know what I mean? How many people, you know, if we had to do it over again, remember, Reggie Bush and Maurice Jones-Drew were drafted in the same year. How many of us would take Maurice Jones-Drew over Reggie Bush now? Or how many of us would take Reggie Bush over Maurice Jones-Drew now? Heck no, we would take Maurice Jones-Drew probably second behind Mario Williams. You know what I mean? Instead of Reggie Bush being the first running back taken, it probably would have been Maurice Jones-Drew when we look back at the careers. And, of course, I'm from the Bay Area, so I see, you know, both sides. I see good draft picks. I see a lot of bad draft picks. And a lot of people give my man Al Davis, rest in peace, a lot of flack for drafting Jamarcus Russell. Now, one thing that people have to remember is that the Raiders, for the longest time, were predicated on the play-action pass, deep passing game. Little deception, deep pass. Slug and go, deep pass. You know what I mean? Faking that slant, going deep over the top. Play action pass, faking it to the running back, going over the top. So who had a stronger arm? Brady Quinn or Jamarcus Russell? All the experts on TV, all those so-called experts on TV were like, you have to draft a quarterback. The Raiders in dire need of a quarterback, yada, yada, yada. Jamarcus Russell had one of the best pro days that Todd McShay or Mel Kiper have ever seen, Mike Mayock have ever seen, and Jamarcus Russell turned out to be crap. But again, you can't really blame Al Davis for taking him. Jamarcus Russell had the strongest arm in the draft, and look what happened to my man Brady Quinn, who was the second quarterback taken in that same draft. Would the Raiders been better off for Brady Quinn? Not really, right? But again, going back to the pro day, Jamarcus Russell had one of the best pro days ever. Cam Newton had one of the worst combines ever, and Cam Newton, in my opinion, is the top 10 quarterback right now in today's NFL. But if it was up to all these guys, Cam Newton wouldn't have been touched. You wouldn't touch Cam Newton with a 10-foot pole if you're the Carolina Panthers, but look how that worked out. They went to the playoffs last year. Cam Newton is on his way to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Worked out pretty well. So Teddy Bridgewater has a bad pro day, and now he's going to drop out of the second. He's going to drop out of the first round, go to the second round because he had one bad pro day. Like, really? He had a bad pro day, and now we're not going to look at his tape no more? It's like, wow. He went from going the first quarterback taken to being drafted in the second round because of a pro day. But again, Jamarcus Russell had the best pro day, and we all saw what happened to him. So the whole draft process, it makes me tired. It makes me sick sometimes, but I love it as my phone goes off. But anyways, this is going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this edition of Throwback Thursday. Hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about the draft and people talking the draft. I'm going to get up out of here again. Sorry about my phone, and I'm going to see y'all later. Peace. Hot sauce.